Hello, 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 good people, and happy Friday. Okay, yeah, I'm doing the handheld thing again, just because the day got away from me. I'm hoping that you are having an absolutely fabulous Friday. Can you imagine, can you believe that next week we are already in the middle of July? This is like unreal to me. So listen, I wanted to stop by for a moment just to remind you, I know we know, but just as a reminder that when you really love someone, when you really value someone, and I'm just talking about people. When you love people, when you value people, then you hold a certain level of expectation for them. It no longer becomes okay to allow them to slip and slide through life. It no longer becomes, if you love them, it no longer becomes acceptable for them to get away with mediocrity. Now, if you don't care about anyone, then you don't call them on anything. You don't check them for bad behavior, for poor decisions, because they don't mean enough to you to care about their behavior. Sometimes we slip into that, they didn't bother me, so that's all. They don't have anything to do with me. But when you love someone, you raise your level of expectation for them. So I was working with, many of you know I love, with a passion, I love young people. And so we had a session last night, and I challenged them to read a book by Carter G. Woodson, Dr. Carter G. Woodson, which was written almost 100 years ago in 1933, The Miseducation of the Negro. Hey, Barbara. So I challenged these middle school and high school students to read that book and write a book report on it. And I don't mind paying folks. I really don't. I have no issue whatsoever with paying kids to stir up a love of reading and a love of learning. Some people are appalled at that thought, not me. I don't have a problem at all with it. So I offered them, big bucks. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Miss Ebony, birthday girl. And they'll have to write a paper on it. But I was talking to someone about doing that, and they questioned me because Carter G. Woodson writes in beautiful language. And they questioned if that was going to be too difficult for a 12-year-old to read and comprehend and grasp. And my comment to them was what I have spoken to you today. When you raise your level of expectation for someone and they know that they are cared and valued and loved, they'll reach the expectation. They'll reach it. They'll reach it. It's when we lower standards, it's when our expectations are minimal, that they reach that too. And so I just stopped by to remind you that hold a high standard, not only for yourself, but if you love, for nieces, nephews, spouses, co-workers, church members, softball team members. If you value people, hold them to a high standard and don't accept anything less. They'll meet the standards. They will meet the bar that you deliver for them, high or low. Remember that it works both ways. When you have a low bar, they'll reach that. And that's not good enough for those that I value and care about. So I am eagerly looking forward to reading the papers that come through. Cannot wait. But way more important to that, or way more important than that, or even the money that they will get from that, is something will be left behind for them. You can't read a book like that and be left the same, especially in the era that we're living in now. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, how did he know this was going to be happening? Okay, I just stopped by to tell you that. Raise the bar. That's my whole point. Raise the bar. Okay? Have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful weekend. Please, please take good care of yourselves.